guys, it's Fee, and I am here for a 12 and 13 week pregnancy update. I will be 14 weeks tomorrow, so I am just going to do both of those past weeks in this one vlog. First things first, had an appointment today, and it is officially my last appointment with the IVF clinic and the specialist for immunology that's inside that clinic. It's my last appointment with all of them. I did graduate, and let me tell you, I know the hormones are running rampant, but wow, that was pretty emotional. I never thought I would get to this point. I never thought I would get to this point. So, when the doctor says, hey, I think you're out of your high-risk zone, we're going to graduate you on, it's like, part of it's going to be culture shock. I know part of it's going to be culture shock because things are about to get very different with doctors now. But it's a good thing. It is a good thing. It's a scary thing at the same time. But never thought I would get this far. Never thought I would get this far. I don't have a picture for you today. And here's why. Little Pumpkin did not want to cooperate. She was trying to do the head to rump measurement for the weekly measurements and how the baby was doing, and baby would not straighten out. It was stuck in the fetal position and would kind of move the arms and the legs every now and then. I don't know. I think he or she was sleeping. The heartbeat was 166, so that's nice and strong. In the end, the doctor ended up having to measure the femur to get the baby's measurement this week because baby just did not want to cooperate. But the femur measurement did show exactly 14 weeks. I'm 14 weeks tomorrow, so that's running a day ahead, so that's great. That is great. If you have been following me, you know they took me off of Lovenox and they tested my blood clotting. The last time I was there, which was on, I want to say the 8th, because this was like a week and a half between the last visit and this visit. And they told me that if I didn't hear from them, then no news is good news, and that's exactly what the case was. They said my clotting factor looked good. So I'm just going to go with that and hope and pray that this MTHFR double gene that I have just behaves itself. We're going to continue taking the vitamins and the folates and hope and pray that maybe I get lucky and that is the only thing it really and truly is affecting with me, because the clot factor was good. So I'm not going to argue with it. What else? Natural killer cells. I will never understand my body with these natural killer cells. I've reminded you guys in the past that when they originally tested me last August, it was 26 point something. It was like through the roof. They gave me the intralipids at the time of transfer. They gave me the intralipids at the time of a positive pregnancy test, verified positive pregnancy test. And then at that point, it was at the beginning of February. At that point, it should only last you 28 days if you're lucky. Some people have to have it a lot more often than that. I didn't have to have it at all. Little nasty buggers behaved themselves all this time. But I thought for sure, if you recall, with my last update, I had the sniffles and I had a nasty kind of gooiness going on. And that did take me like a week and a half to get rid of. I still have, some rainbows coming out of my nose every now and then, so it's not completely gone. And I knew that because I didn't want to take anything and I just wanted to kind of let it run its path, that it was going to take a while. And I knew it was going to take a while if my killer cells were still lowered. But that's really not the case. They're still normal. Despite the fact that I was sick, they came back normal. Completely blows me away on that one. No, I was not expecting that at all. I was expecting them to say, hey, they were a little elevated, but don't worry about it, you were sick, that kind of thing. No, they were fine. So, yeah, I have no explanation for you guys on that one. And frankly, neither does the doctor. They're just not going to argue with it, is what it comes down to. So, that is about it with the doctor visit, other than the fact that even though I did graduate from there, and my first appointment with a brand spanking new OB that I have never used is on May 6th. So that's about 2 weeks from now, I'm telling you, culture shock. I'm used to having more often appointments, and on top of that, this is going to be a brand new doctor that I've never experienced. So makes me a little nervous, but hopefully all will go well. So aside from the fact that I will be seeing a regular new doctor on my next appointment, the clinic is requesting me to come in for a blood draw once a month through week 34, just so they can make sure nothing has gone afoul. I was surprised by that, but pleasantly surprised. I was not expecting that. Honestly, I've watched a lot of people on here, and I don't remember anybody who's dealt with IVF clinics mentioning anything like that. So I am grateful that they are going to still be kind of watching me from the shadows, so to speak, even though I have graduated. Other than that, the immunologist, the secondary fertility specialist that I've been seeing, the only thing she told me is she said, the only thing I need from you is a birth announcement. And I said, I can do that. So that was it. That was the appointment today. Again, sorry, no picture. Little pumpkin just did not want to cooperate. She's lucky she even got a measurement. But that's it. That's it with the appointments. My next appointment will be till May 6th. It's kind of scary, guys. It really is. But it's a good thing. It is a good thing. All right, so onward. Pregnancy symptoms and things like that over the last 2 weeks. Last I left you, I was telling you that the nausea was starting to go away, knock on wood, and it has. It has. It's not completely gone away, but it's much, much better than what it was in the past. There was a pretty good chunk of time there where it was pretty nuts. Right now, the only time I get nausea is predictable events. Some of them are food aversions. Some of them are just, I need to eat something. And the other one is kind of strange. I don't know if anybody else has experienced this that has been pregnant in the past, but bathroom. Any kind of bathroom smell. And not necessarily anybody else's, my own too. I work at a place that has a bathroom with numerous stalls in it, so of course that can be a problem also if there's other people in there. But it doesn't matter. I mean, it even happens to me when I'm at home. And it's not necessarily, how do I put this? It's not number two smells. It's any kind of smells. I mean, to the point where I could be sitting on the toilet and I have to hold the Febreze can and spray it before I'm even done. It's ridiculous. It really is. The first time that happened, that kind of caught me off guard. Again, no tossing of cookies still, but it is like a gag reflex thing, which sometimes is almost as bad. So there's that. The food stuff, I did say that happens with a couple of food aversions I have run into. At first I thought it was coffee. Then I thought it was maybe just flavored coffees because my husband's big into flavored coffees, and we do have a Keurig. Then I realized it's just used coffee grounds. If I go anywhere near that Keurig machine and like the old cup is still in there, which is common. I mean, a lot of people do that. Most people don't take the cup out as soon as they've brewed theirs. They leave the old one in there, and then the next time you use it, you take it out. Not a big deal to me because we use it every day, so it's really not that big of a deal. But it could be hours later, it could be 2 minutes after he's done brewing. And if I get anywhere near that Keurig machine, like halfway across the kitchen, it's gag reflex. Took me a while to figure out what that was from. The other one is eggs. I don't think it's caused any nausea or food aversions yet, where it would be like a gag reflex, but the concept of even looking at an egg just doesn't sound appealing to me. It's hard to explain. I mean, I even have a mostly used carton of eggs. I think there's 2 left in there. I told myself a few days ago, I said, you know what, I should hard boil those and use them. Maybe I'll turn it into an egg salad, put it on a sandwich. Couldn't do it. I couldn't even take the carton of eggs out of the fridge. Just the thought of an egg. Yeah, it's a little strange. Those are really the only 2 food aversions I've run into that also kind of coincides with the nausea and the gag reflexes and things like that. The other thing I have a problem with is brushing my teeth. The toothbrush causes me a problem. We'll just leave it at that. It's not pretty. But that's about it. As for the other part of the food, the cravings, there hasn't been too many of those. That has really subsided over the last couple of weeks. I'm still drinking a lot of milk, but that is about it. The only thing I have noticed, though, and I don't know if this counts, is a lot more often than normal for me. Someone will bring something up, or I'll see something on the TV, and I'll be like, I want that. I want that now. So I know there's a little something going on there, because, I mean, everybody does that, but it's like every time somebody brings something up. That is about it. That's about it. Other pregnancy symptoms, other than, food and nausea and that kind of stuff, I have been getting a whole bunch of like random pains. They are, when I looked it up, and I kind of knew this already, but of course I had to look it up, you know me. It is a perfect description of a round ligament pain. So I've been getting a lot of round ligament pains. Most of the time they are on the right side, very low, off to the right. They kind of trail up, not quite all the way up to my hip bone, but close. Sometimes they're there and then they're gone within a second. Sometimes they're there for like close to a minute and then they're gone. Completely random. And normally it's just like once and then it won't happen again the rest of the day. Sometimes it's a stabbing pain, sometimes it's a throbbing pain, but it is right in the same general area every single time. Excuse me. That's the other thing. The gassiness and the burpiness, oh, it's like out of control. That and acid reflux. I've had the acid reflux for quite a while, almost from the beginning. But it's kind of picked up the pace, but more circumstantially. For a while there, for a couple weeks there, it was just like all the time, whatever it felt like it. Now it's more towards the end of the day, definitely when I lay down at night. I was really curious about why that was, so I looked that up too. And here's what I found. There's like a valve down here in your esophagus, probably a little further down than where I'm pointing. And when your body has got a lot of progesterone going on, like us pregnant people do, that valve gets loose. There's a much more scientific description for it, but I am not a scientist, so I'm just going to give you what I got. That valve gets loose, and it lets the acid from your stomach up into your esophagus, and that's where acid reflux comes from. Well, when you're laying down flat, it allows even more to seep through, is the bottom line. So, and that really is very common, and that's exactly what I have, because when I lay down at night, I've got to reach for something because it gets pretty bad. During the day, not normally a big deal unless I've had like a lot of citrus. I've noticed that, like if I drink a big old cup of orange juice, like I sometimes like to do, that sometimes will cause it also. But I think that's about it. I think I covered it all. I have noticed a small bump. And I know you guys are waiting for a bump picture. Maybe you can tell, you can't always tell when you're seeing people from here up in these YouTube videos, but I'm not a skinny girl. I am not a skinny girl. My weights went up and down all of my life. Well, all of my adult life. And right now it's kind of on the upside, which I'm not proud of. But before I started showing bump shots, it was important to me to make sure that I wasn't showing you like cheeseburgers and burritos, really, because that's kind of what it feels like to me. I kind of feel like if you're a skinnier person at this point, the bump kind of is more obvious when it starts to poke out, so to speak. But for someone like me, that's not always the case. And if someone sees me every single day right now, they may not even notice it. I notice it because of the way my clothes fit, because of the way my waist feels. because of the way things look when I lay down. Absolutely. So there's definitely a little something there. Depends on what I'm wearing if it's more prominent or not. I did take a picture, I want to say maybe 4 days ago, that I did post on Facebook and Instagram. If you're not part of those, I will put it at the end of this video, and I'm going to call that my bump shot. That is my very first bump shot. That's what I hashtagged it with. When it starts to become more prominent where you can't mistake it for anything other than a bump, I will definitely be doing bump shots, probably through the shirts. I'm not all about, showing the skin. If other girls do that, that's great. That's not me. Mostly because it ain't pretty. You don't need to be seeing that. Like I said, I'm not twig thin, and I'm not going to act like I am. So that is what I will be doing. I'm just not quite ready for that yet because, again, you can't really distinguish it just yet. But I know it will happen. So I'm going to post that picture at the end. And I will say, I also posted that I am jonesing to feel some movement. I know it's too early. I know most people are, I think it's around 16 weeks, but I have an anterior placenta, so it's possible that I may not even feel it until, I think, 20. So I guess we'll see, but I am totally jonesing to feel some kind of movement. You see the movement on the ultrasound screens now, and it's like, gosh, why can't I feel that? Even if you don't have an anterior placenta, at 14 weeks, you see them just moving around on the screen, and you're like, why can't I feel that? That's so strange. So I'm really jonesing to feel that. And I will tell you, time really changes a person. I did post that when I was much younger, the concept of feeling something moving all of its own accord on the inside of me, and me feeling that concept really freaked me out when I was younger. And now I can't wait for it. I can't wait for it. So journeys in time really changes a person. And it's, I'm sure some of my friends are quite amused to see the changes in me that they've seen over the years. So that's it. I'm going to let you guys go. Again, I do not have another appointment until May 6th. No, I'm not going to make you wait until May 6th for an update. I will definitely do something in between. I can tell you for sure you're going to get an IntelliGender video out of me, I want to say on Wednesday. So stay tuned for that. I'm going to do an IntelliGender test. I haven't decided if I'm going to do some of the other ones, like the baking soda and the red cabbage. Maybe. I haven't decided yet. So stay tuned for the IntelliGender. That will be up later this week. And I will talk to you guys, let's say sometimes next week. I probably won't have a lot to give you, but I will get on here just so you guys know everything is well and moving forward. Before I leave you, this is National Infertility Awareness Month. Just want to put that out there. Those of you who are still trying, you are in my heart, you are in my prayers. 1 in 8 is experiencing infertility, 1 in 8 couples. So if you are not one of those 1 in 8 couples, be mindful when you talk to other people that you know, because you never know who might be that 1 in 8. You never know who might be suffering on the inside. And if you are one of those 1 in 8 couples, keep praying, keep hoping, and don't quit. I will talk to you guys later.